sample, so that when we study the sample, uh, after studying the sample, whatever findings we derive from the sample, we can generalize it to the entire population, or that is called universe, or the population. As I said you earlier, uh, population is, suppose, if you suppose you conduct a research on uh, child labor. Okay, impact of child labor on the children, rural children in New Guinea, then you are going to conduct, or you want to this one imply this study to the whole population of child laborers, child labors in the state of New Guinea. Okay, all the all the uh, each child labor, each child labor uh, residing in the rural areas of New Guinea is the item on which your study implies. Okay, each child each child labor in the rural area of New Guinea is an important element of your study. But here, if there are millions of children child labor, okay, child labors in New Guinea, it is not always possible to go to each of the child to understand the problem, the impact of child labor on their life. That's why often what is done is, you have to select a sizable population on which you are conducting the research, or through your interaction to each of the sample population. Okay, and your findings, your results are applied to the whole population of child labor in rural areas of New Guinea. That is the basic understanding of sampling. Okay, and your methods of selection of a representative sample is such that every every element of the research, your study population, is likely to be involved or included in the sample, without any biased choice, without any partial thinking. You are following a very randomized or random way of selecting the this one sample of the study, that each and every element of your study is likely to be, or possible, or each element has equal chance to be included in your sample. There is nothing in you as a researcher that compels you to select one item and drop the other. You are following such a method where every element, millions of child labor in New Guinea, out of the whole population of child labor in rural New Guinea, as equal chance to be included in your sample. Such methods should be followed to pick up a scientific or that is called representative sample for your study. Please understand that census method is a method of research where you are trying to contact the whole population that you are going to study. Suppose you are studying the impact of this one child labor on rural children of New Guinea, then you have to under census method, you have to interact or you have to collect data from the whole population of child labor in rural New Guinea, which is always impossible. I mean, not always impossible, which is often impossible. Okay, with your limited resources, limited time, you may not be able to contact the whole population of child labor in rural New Guinea. That's why uh, you have to pick up a part of it which should be more representative and scientific. Okay, so the total population of child labor in rural New Guinea is called the universe or the population of the study. Universe or universe or the population of the study. So, as I said you, it is not always possible to select the whole universe or whole population of the study in case of social science research, because our target population or universe is very large, which comes in millions, which comes in lakhs, or which comes in thousands. Okay, it is always thousands and ten of thousands, 10,000s, or uh, it becomes even millions together. That's why we always go for a sample method to conduct our studies, research in social science research. So now the question is how to reach a perfect sample. Okay, how we should do sampling so that we can get a more representative sampling. Okay, first thing to be considered to make your sampling a scientific one and more representative one is to understand that to understand that there is some homogeneity in the population. There is some homogeneity or similarity of each element as a group among themselves. As we understand that in social science, we understand that no second person is equal to the first one. There are differences. There are many dynamics in the population. Suppose you are talking about 1,000 people or 10 of thousands people, 1,000 people in a particular area for your study, then we understand that there is no homogeneity among themselves. That means they have differences. So it is always very difficult to have this one uh, perfect perfect homogeneity among themselves. That's why uh, selecting a perfectly accurate sample is not always possible. Still, then there is uh, we believe that they are not endlessly variable. I mean, buried. They are not uh, different unlimitedly. They have some kind of similarities which we must consider to select some uh, population out of that, then go for a study for experimentation or understanding the major characteristics of the population. So we believe again that um, there is some similarity, at least some similarity or some homogeneity amidst complexity. Okay, in social science we have the perception that there is homogeneity amidst complexity. Then uh, following that, we go to believe that there is possibility of representative selection. Though people are different, children are different, situations are different in certain contexts, particularly in the context of the problems of child labor. In when we take the example of impact of child labor on the life of rural people in New Guinea, we get to assume that there there is some this one commonality among the children from the perspective of child labor. Okay, a child labor has a common problem or common impact on the children, though they have some differences between them, some differences across children of different families. We tend to believe, social science research believes that still we have we can have a uh, representative sample or representative selection. Of course, absolute accuracy is not essential in social science research, as we understood that there are many differences between children. Assuming that we all we cannot expect absolute accuracy or perfect accuracy essentially while doing sampling among uh, social population. Okay, before doing sampling we have to understand, we have to remember, we have to know that there is a statistical law of statistical regularity. What is statistical regularity in while doing your sampling? While doing sampling we get to understand that when we are picking a sample from a large size of group, we must be sure that the sample possesses or owns the average characteristics of. Okay, law of statistical regularity says that when we select, uh, I can give a simple example. if we take 1 kg of rice from a big sack of 1 quintal rice, we can believe that 1 kg rice has equal characteristics of the 1 quintal rice. Am I right? Yes, I hope so. When we uh, try to examine, or when we go to buy a sack of rice for our house or for our community, when we check the quality of your entire quintal of rice, we cannot put to test the whole amount of 100 kg rice or 200 kg rice. What we have to do is we have to take uh, just uh, small amount of rice from the sack and see whether the rice is good. Okay, whether what is the quality of the rice, we can check the quality of rice by examining uh, just a handful of rice. So that's how the handful of rice has the similar characteristics, similar qualities, similar taste, similar color, similar smell with the entire sack of the rice. Okay, that's what we believe in sampling. That is law of statistical regularity called. Then the second, this one, very important thing to remember in uh, sampling is the larger the size of sample, the more accurate results will be. Okay, the larger the size of the sample, the more accurate the result will be. If you choose a bit larger amount, you cannot just pick 5 or 6 rice from a sack and say that the whole sack is good. At least you have to uh, take a handful of rice so that you can better understand whether there are stones, whether there are this one black rices, whether uh, there are some this one ramification. You have to take a bit larger amount of rice in your hand so that you can better examine them. So the inertia of large numbers, the law of inertia of large numbers in sampling says that larger the size of sample, the more accurate the results will be. Okay, these are the very yeah. So what are the basic steps? What are the basic steps in selecting sample? You have to see. First thing you have to do is you have to define the population. As I have been giving you an example, you uh, as you want to see what is the impact of, and let me take it. तो हाँ 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 ठीक ଅଛି ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସରେ ହଁ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଅଛି ହଁ 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 ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ହଁ ବାବୁ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଅଛି ହଁ ହଁ ନମସ୍କାର ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସ So, students, defining population is very important. So, suppose we are conducting a research on impact of this one child labor on the life of rural children in New Guinea, then we have to know what would be the larger population of child labor in rural New Guinea. Okay, rural areas of New Guinea. You have to, from different secondary sources, you have to find at least approximate population of rural New Guinea. You have to, who should be included in your study, who then from whom to collect your information, who should be the different units of your informants. You have to first decide. Okay, you have to decide first, then when it is clear, you can go for next step. uh, you can find the frame sample frame sample frame says what are the units, who are the people you want to get information from, who will inform your study, who will be the source of information for your study. First thing I was saying, why I repeatedly give the same example, it will be better for you to understand and relate with the previous information. That's why I'm not changing the examples very frequently, uh, so that you have in your mind that what I have been speaking about particular this one research study. So here, suppose you are conducting research again on impact of this one child labor on the life of rural children in New Guinea. What do you have to do? You have to select different sample units, different people who can, uh, different set of people who can be your informants. Suppose the children themselves, the sample children, then even their parents, uh, and the children, employers of children, and some people who are experts or working in the field of reducing uh, child labor. They also are better source of information for impact of this one child labor on the life of children. That's why you also may need to select some NGO workers who are associated with working for reducing child labor in that particular area. So you have four set of this one units. So four units uh, for which you are to collect your information, and um, you have to decide actually how from what elements you want to this one collect your information under sampling. Then you will go for uh, specifying your sampling method or selecting items. Okay, suppose you are conducting your research in rural New Guinea. As I said, you can follow a multi-stage sampling method. Of course, I'm going to discuss about different types of we are going to discuss about different this one methods of sampling later on. So there I we will be looking at multi-stage sampling. So here you have to conduct multi-stage sampling method. First, you have to divide your entire Guinea into some selected district uh, on the basis of maybe this one the prevalence of child labor. Okay, you can choose one district as a highly affected district where with highest concentration of child labor. Then you can also select another district with mid this one affected district where uh, the prevalence of child labor is average. Then another district with uh, low incidence of child labor. Okay, from your secondary data or from uh, other sources you can find out, and you can rank order like this. Maybe you can rank order all the districts of the state of New Guinea or other uh, this one administrative units that you regions that you can select on the basis of. Then first you select it like this. You can select three districts on the basis of the this one magnitude of or the incidence of child labor, so that you are not focusing any district that has a particular dimension or particular level of incidence. You are This is how making your distributing your districts. Okay, distributing your districts from high prevalence to low prevalence. Okay, through the average prevalence district. So the selection of district is now this one more representative, more representative. So once you have selected the three districts on the basis of their this one prevalence of child labor, now you cannot go to the all. Even it is often difficult to go to all the children of the whole three districts. Now, in the same order, same method, in similar ways, you can select some this one part of the districts in the similar way that I we picked up the three districts from different parts of the state with different this level of incidence of child labor. You can even select from each district some part. Okay, on the basis of their incidence, some administrative part or political division or governance division. You may have taluk. We in India we have community development block after districts. Okay, after districts division we have community development blocks. So I don't know what is there in this one African countries. You can take the lower units, at least a few units, one or two units from each district you can pick up. That is true on the basis of their the level of incidence of child labor, concentration of child labor. One with high concentration, the other with mid concentration, and the other with low concentration. So that it again at the second level of second stage of sampling, multi-stage sampling, it becomes more this one representative. Okay, more representative. Then now if you from the entire state you took three district, and from each district you are taking at least uh, two or three units. Okay, two or three units, then it makes two nine or six. If you are two each from each district. Okay, two from each district, then it leads to six units. Okay, six units. So you can now conduct your research on the children, okay, on the children who uh, are into child labor, okay, who are into labor. So that's how you can look at. Now you reached at the children, reached at the children. Now at least this six development units, it will be easier for you to travel to locate the child labor in the places which are reachable for you. Even if they are again too large for you, you can break each of the six units to another sub units. Then you can go for the attending or interacting the children. Okay, that's how from each village, out of each unit you can take few villages. Okay, out of each administrative unit you can take few villages as per your convenience. Maybe one village with high concentration of child labor, uh, the other with bit low concentration of child labor, then the other uh, with I mean, uh, the first one with highest incidence of child labor or highest concentration of child labor, the other village with mid level of child labor, okay, mid incidence of child labor, the other with little less concentration. You can take the villages like that. Then now the number of villages may lead to uh, nine nine villages or uh, yes, nine villages. So you can conduct your uh, study in this nine villages. Okay, nine villages. So these nine villages must be spreading over different districts of the different districts across the state of New Guinea. Okay, different districts across the state of New Guinea. These nine villages are not located in any one of the districts or two of the districts. Whole three districts that you have taken across the state of New Guinea. These nine villages will be located in different parts of New Guinea. Then only your research will be more representative. Okay, your research will be more representative. Then you will try to reach to in each villages, each sample village, you will try to reach to the child laborers. Okay, you will reach to the child laborers, and if there are uh, the child labor in these nine villages is very high, then if you want to take only selected number of children, then you may go for certain pattern to select. You can have the whole list of this one whole list of children in each village. Then out of the whole list you can take at least few children for your intensive study. Okay, intensive study. Suppose uh, the population of child labor in these sample villages, nine sample villages that you have got through your multi-stage sampling is very large. Then you can even go for sampling out of this total population of child labor in nine villages. Okay, and how you will get that sample we will discuss here. Okay, so this is how sample you can reach from a broader population to a specific sampling unit of your study. Okay, you will like this you will determine the sample size. Then usually in case of small population, when you are studying small population, the sample size should be 10% of total population. But when you study very large studies, like the example I am giving is very large example of a very large study. So your sample size even can go lower than 10%. It can be 4% or 3% even. So the sample size should always, for the kind of research you as students will be doing, that should be below 1000 population. Sample size should be below this one 1000. So um, here, after determining the this one 9 villages, you will try to pick up some children out of the list available in for each village. Then you will go to their parents, their employers, and the people who are engaged in uh, that areas. Okay, and including children, their parents. Suppose you are taking 100 children, 100 children from the 9 villages. Then you have to take definitely 100 parents, even 100 parents of the 100 this one children or child laborers. Then 100 employers, those who have employed them. Then uh, of course you can go for fewer number of people who are working in the field of child labor. So your sample may lead to total of 320 or 50, something like that, or 350 or something like that. Your size of sample will be 350. Okay, so this is how you can decide your sample size. Then after the sample size has been determined, you are implementing your sample this one uh, uh, this one your actual sampling plan. Okay, actual sampling plan. I will tell you later what are the methods and techniques used to go to the exact sampling, reach to the exact sampling. Okay, just go through the points that have why we should go for sampling, why we need to go for sampling rather than census method. As I have already said to you, census method is reaching the entire population that you refer to. Suppose in this example, as I said, the impact of child labor on the life of rural children in New Guinea, then you have to go go to the whole population of child labor in New Guinea, and that is very difficult to achieve. You cannot, even if you go to the whole population of child labor in New Guinea, you cannot have you cannot capture the entire kind of problem they have in them, and you cannot maintain a proper study for such a big population. That's why you are trying to concise your population. You want to reduce the size of population so that you can have a quality study with your attention to all the dynamics of the problem. Okay, that is the advantage of sampling. Better quality data you can have. You can save your time, money, and energy through sampling while getting the same quality of result. You can save time, money, and energy with sampling. Then you can have a detailed study. Then uh, another factor why you should go for this one sampling is impossibility of use of census method. You cannot go to such a large population to collect your research. Maybe the entire state is having uh, more than this one 10,000 villages or 1 lakh villages. So you cannot go to 10,000 villages to collect your data. But from the available this one structure, you can simplify them, draw a multi-stage sampling, first at the district level, first at the district level, then at the lower divisions, then go to village level, then reach the sample, as I said you. So that is always possible. That is always possible to do sampling and conduct research on the sample population. Then your administrative convenience also happens in sample this one sampling. With small population you can implement whatever plans you have for the this one respondents. You can administer all the tools that you have developed. I have in the this one in the stage or in the step of some sorry tools for data collection. I have already said that you have to design different tools for data collection, separate tools for this one parents, for the children, for the employers, and for the this one NGO workers or professionals. Okay, professionals. For each unit you have to do uh, this one administer all the tools separately. So that can be done only when there is sampling, a small sample. You cannot administer as a single individual. You cannot do that. A census method is possible only when the government system involves in the research. uh, uh, Statewide surveys are conducted, of course, economic surveys, socio-economic surveys, that through census method. That is possible only when government system or entire system involves in the study. But as a single individual, when you conduct such big studies, you have to follow sampling method. Okay, and in sampling methods also you cannot can uh, believe to have more accurate result. So now we have seen how we can go for sampling. More or less you have now idea that what happens in sampling, exactly how you do sampling. So now, to understand them more systematically, I will be telling you how different, what are the this one uh, sampling methods adopted in while sampling or choosing your sample. Okay, choosing your sample. Uh, Different techniques, different ways to find more scientific or more representative sample. Broadly, there are two types of this one sampling design. That means two broad ways are adopted or followed to make a more representative sampling of your study. One is probability sampling, and the second is non-probability sampling. So now, what is probability sampling? Probability sampling, as written here, you can see in probability sampling, each element in the population has equal and independent chance of being included in the sample. Okay, each element in the population has an equal and independent chance of being included in the sample. That means you have no personal choice, no personal choice of this one of the research to make select a particular item or a particular child or drop the other one. Okay, a particular item or particular person or the other one. So that can happen when you go for random choosing of your sampling. Okay, set at certain level, random choosing of your sample. This one sample, you are not making any choice, biased choice, then it is called probability sampling, because every item of the whole population has equals to be included in the sample side. Okay, sampling, sample. So what happens here, for probability sampling there are different methods adopted, where to make each item equal, having equal chance to be included in the sampling, there are different ways followed in sampling process. Okay, the number one kind of it is simple random sampling. Okay, simple random sampling. Suppose, uh, take for example, you want to select 100 children. I mean, you want to select 20 children out of total 100 children. Okay, you have through multi-stage sampling, you have already reached to a village. In the village, there in a particular village there are 100 this one children, child laborers. Okay, 100 child laborers. Out of that, you at least want to choose 20 or 30, 20 children you want to choose. Then how you will select, how you will take one as a sample and the other one you will drop. So here some kind of choices may destroy the sampling method. So what you have to do is you have to randomly choose them. For randomly choosing them, sometimes you have to follow lottery method. Okay, either lottery method. Lottery method is very important, very this one accurate one. In that case, you will write the names or the code of the code for all the 100 children there in the village, then make cheat, then put them into a box, then just mix them properly, just to do like a lottery. Okay, just you can do like a lottery and pick up 20 this one cheats from the box. you have put you have put 100 cheats into the box with specific names or uh, code for each of the 100 children in the village. Then you can pick up any 20 of the this one 100 pieces of cheats. Then uh, those 20 children can be taken associated children can be taken as the sample for your study. That is impartial, that is completely random, we can say. That is completely random selection of uh, sample, because in lottery you are not doing partiality to anyone, or you are not this one dropping any child out of your personal choice or anything. It all this one happens very randomly, and that's why every child, all the 100 children had equal chance of being included in the sample. So while picking while picking up the cheats, if you have really properly mixed them up, they will not belong to any section of the any particular section of this one, the 100 children, 100 numbers. So that will be definitely a mixed one. Okay, that 100 children you have picked up will be a very mixed one, spreading over 100 serial numbers. Okay, that's how more representative sample is picked up. Then uh, another way selecting random sampling, it is here written almost similar ways. uh, there are some random numbers assigned to each of the children, 100 children at the village level, and then you can of course select this one, the required number of children may be 50 or 20 or 25 or whatever number you want to select. Then you can go for your uh, study. There are different many other different random choosing simple random sampling. Here you can read them and understand. One example I gave cited out of this book. The other important method of this one representatives probability sampling is systematic sampling. Sampling. Here also, what you this systematic sampling is usually done when you have a complete list of population from which sample is to be drawn is available. Okay, when the complete list of all the items of the population you want to draw your sample from is available, you can do this systematic sampling. Here the first unit is chosen randomly. Then uh, first this one, you have to know that how many this one uh, items you want to take. How many items you want to take? First, what you have to do is how many items you want to take for your study. What is convenient? So out of 200, if you want to take uh, 50 children, okay, out of 200, if you want to take 50 children, then uh, what is the procedure? This one interval is um, 200 divided by 50. What it comes? It comes 4. The 4 is your uh, yes, interval. 4 is your interval. So Here it is mentioned, of course, example is given. First, you have to arrange the population from 1 to 200 in ascending order. Let alone my example, what is written here we can discuss so that it gets clear for you. Then you can select any item random at random from 1 to 10, and suppose 3 is selected, then second item will be 3 plus 10 equal to 13th item. Okay, then the third item should be 13 plus 10 equal to 23rd item. Then fourth item should be 23 plus 10 equal to 33rd. Okay, 33rd item should be selected. Like that, you will go on selecting in the similar fashion until you reach your 20 numbers. Okay, 20 numbers or 50 numbers, whatever number you want to do. Okay, that's how you will select uh, the um, sample for your study under systematic sampling. Okay, this also is a more representative sampling, and in this process, every item every item of the population has equal chance of being selected for the sample. So there is no partiality, there is no biased choices here for including in the sample. Then another random probability sampling method is stratified random sampling. Okay, stratified random sampling. Stratified random sampling is followed, as I said you, if the population has different strata, if the population has a mixed population of different strata. Strata means division, different classifications. Okay, suppose you want to take from male children and female children. If you want to select, then you will select according to the strata. If the population of male children is this one 60% and female children is 40%, then you have to give equal weightage to this one male and female. You have to uh, choose 60% children from male and 40% children from female according to their proportion. uh, Proportion. Okay, that's what is called stratified random sampling. First, you have to divide choose for each strata. uh, then for girls you have to choose this one 40% children out of what number you want to take. Then for girls 40% children you have to do. Then you have to go for random sampling. As I said, multi-stage cluster sampling. When your research, as I gave an example of your impact of child labor on the life of children in rural New Guinea, that was a very large area. That's why you have to follow a multi-stage or cluster sampling. Okay, as I said you, I have already discussed the state has to be divided or divided into different districts. Then again district has to divided into different administrative regions. Then again from different administrative regions you are picking up some villages. So that's how different at a different stage you are following multi-stage sampling. At different stage, of course, you have to follow different method of choosing the samples. Suppose we chose our districts on the basis of some purpose. That was not random. That was not random selection. We made a purposive sampling, that is we will discuss later on. That is coming under non-probability sampling. So very often in social science, when you are doing your research over large area, uh, you have to follow method of mixed design of sampling. Okay, in some stage you have to follow some you may have to follow non probability sampling, and at some level, particularly at the lowest level, while you have this the list of all the people, it is better, it is easier for you to have random sampling. You can read the merits and demerits of the kinds of sampling we are using. Now we have to discuss on non-probability sampling. In very often it is not always possible. Okay, it is not always possible to have always probability sampling. Sometimes we have to follow non-probability sampling, where each element of the population doesn't have equal chance. Okay, uh, doesn't have equal chance to be included in the sampling. Okay, because in random sampling you need to have the complete list or idea about the complete population of the study. That's why sometimes you have to follow non-probability sampling as well. See, on the basis of different criteria. As I said you, purposive sampling or judgment sampling. We are selecting a particular unit with a specific purpose or judgment for the betterment of the research, for um, administration of the research, proper this one implementation of the research, considering the need of the research. We have to make this one judicious choice of selecting some part, some element of the research. As I said you, see, um, while selecting the districts, we did not follow this one random samplings. If you want to follow random sampling in this one selecting districts also, you cannot you can do, because you have complete list of districts in the state of New Guinea. So you can follow the same lottery method and select three districts out of that. But we should prefer to do purposive sampling to make it more specific and scientific, to select the districts with certain criteria, certain purposes. Okay, we wanted to select the districts on the basis of incidence or concentration of this one child labors. Okay, that was purposive sampling. That was purposive sampling. We selected some so or so district, dropping others with a specific purpose. We selected a district with high concentration of child labor, and another district for mid concentration of child labor, and another district for low concentration of child labor, so that we covered the districts from high concentration to the low concentration. That means we are not doing any injustice to our study. Okay, so we are making a study here. No kind of district is this one um, uh, dropped back. Okay, no kind of district is dropped back. The more important characteristics we have used is that incidence of child labor. Okay, we have both taken, we have all consideration for taking high district with high consideration, high concentration of child labor, average concentration of child labor, and low concentration of child labor. That means we are spreading over all the aspect. Okay, so that's how we took purposive sampling method at the highest level of selection of district. And for blocks also, or the administrative divisions also, you can take either simple random sampling, or you can take purposive sampling. But at the lowest level, you must follow simple random sampling or systematic sampling that we have already discussed, so that it helps you to make a more representative sampling. Okay, I hope it is making some very clear sense to you all students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. I'm happy. Then another type of non-probability sampling is your quota sampling. Okay, quota sampling. Here, uh, as I said you, under this one uh, prob- uh, probability sampling, I said you this giving fixed quota to male and female according to their population. Okay, male and female according to their population. But sometimes if you need, it is more important to know about, suppose your study is in your study you want to compare, or you want to emphasize on this one um, yes, children, girl children. Okay, girl children. You may decide even to give a little more weightage to girl children. That's why you will give more attention to this one, girl children. More number of you can take more number of girl children for your study to understand more about that, only to have some referral context or comparative view of male and female children. You can at least take some this one boy children or male children for your study, or male population or female population. There may be also many other this one classifications of population. Like in India we have classification based on this one caste of the people. There are higher caste, there are lower caste, there are people this one indigenous people. Okay, indigenous people, and non-indigenous people, and many other classifications. Okay, highly classified society India is. So we have different classifications, and many other countries also may have classifications based on gender, or based on some ethnic background, or based on their clans, or many other thing, economic status. So if you, as a researcher, if you want to if you have any special consideration for any kind of classifications, then you can fix the quota. I want to take this many of people from a particular group, so you can fix them as per the requirement of the study. Then you can follow the pattern universally to all the sample groups. Then went back. Yes, that was quota sampling. Then the other one is another method of sampling is non-probability sampling. Okay, this is non-probability sampling is another technique of non-probability sampling is accidental sampling. This is like your um, uh, convenience sampling according to the convenience of the researcher. There are some studies where you cannot follow these established patterns or administrative structures or spatial structure. In some problems you have to do some accidental sampling or convenience sampling. Okay, convenience sampling. Suppose take an example of uh, you are doing a research on this one prostitutes, or you are interested in doing a research on HIV patients. uh, they are in India, of course. Let me tell you, we don't have many people with HIV, and even sometimes the HIV cases are not reported. So, in those cases, uh, you cannot follow this one the conventional ways of dividing geographical area and taking them um, this one under administrative structures. So what you have to do is you have to go with their location and situations. Okay, situations. So you cannot define here your stratification or multi-stage samplings also cannot apply. That's why you have to choose the sampling according to your convenience. You will see how you can reach them, what are the sensitive or insensitive areas. You have to see the red line areas and prohibited areas, and there are many other constraints that taking into consideration of your accessibility and availability of information, availability of respondents. Sometimes you have to choose according to your convenience. Here convenience plays the major role. Convenience of getting to the people is more important. That's why you can take convenience or accidental sampling. The and self-selected sample. And again, snowball sampling also is another technique of selecting people for your study. This is just like playing snowball from one person to the ball is thrown from one person to the other person. Okay, when one person, the ball is in the hand of one person. When people try to pass the ball to the other person of this one, making a network kind of this one thing. Okay, making a network kind of thing. So this method is followed, or this technique is followed in the cases where the this one respondents or the target population of your research is very thin, and no definite idea is prevailing about their location. Suppose you can take the example of, yes, your drug addicts your even this one in some cases HIV AIDS patients or prostitutes, very sensitive matters that you cannot take the respondents in a very clear sense, a clear pattern. You cannot find them everywhere, and you uh, uh, even in case of your child juveniles, okay, juvenile criminals, okay, in those cases you cannot get them easily. In that case, what you have to do is, you suppose you find one person with similar problem. Suppose you found one drug addict, one youth of drug addict, then it is always likely that he has relation with other drug addicts of the area. So once you find one drug addict and you had interaction with one drug addict, then you can ask to the drug addict for another person who is a drug addict. To reach other people, you are taking the help of the previous respondent. Okay, the current you are taking the help of the current respondent to reach another this one respondent. That's how you are going through a network. Okay, network of the this one informants or respondents. So like this, you go from one respondent to the other respondent by asking the respondent themselves. You have no idea about location of the this one informants or respondents that you are going to conduct or research on. So this process is known as sampling. Snowball sampling. Okay. Um, this is another interesting this one a technique of doing sampling. So these were the different methods of sampling. Very this one popularly used in different kinds of research. I hope you have understood now different types of sampling, and I hope you will be at convenience to follow them. You also go through these materials regarding advantages and disadvantages and merits and limitations of sampling, so that you get more knowledge with um, this one better examples and information. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, uh, methods and tools of data collection. Okay, methods and tools of data collection. Before going for your tools of methods and tools of data collection, I have already discussed major things of this one tools of data collection in the process of research. Okay, in the steps that involved in the process of research, I have almost spoken a lot of things about that. Still then, uh, just I will introduce some new concepts. uh, you can new ideas you can have about the tools uh, of data collection and sources of data collection. Basically, we collect two kinds of data in social science research. Number one is primary source of data collection. Primary data means the data we, as a researcher, uh, collect directly from the informant. Okay, directly we go to the informant or respondent and collect some information. That is primary, that is called primary data. Okay, that is called primary data. And nobody has uh, collected this data prior to you. I mean, there are many people, hundreds of researchers are going on, but the kind of information you are collecting for your research is, that is first hand data. You are collecting from the people who have experienced it, people who are expressing it. So you are uh, uh, going to the field and collecting data, first hand data from the your respondents. That is primary data. And the respondents are the primary sources of your data. Okay, there is another kind of data that is called secondary data. Secondary data is a set of information or data that has already been collected by people, other people, uh, and that is available in different sources like books, uh, papers, newspapers, journals, and this one, research reports. And those data you are using for your study, that is your secondary data or secondary sources of information. The books, journals, research reports, newspapers, from where you get your secondary data is known as secondary sources of data. So there are both the primary sources of data and secondary sources of data. So under primary for prime for secondary data collection, you have to consult many books, journals, uh, periodicals, and newspapers, and research based research papers uh, for your secondary data, whatever is required for your study. Then for primary data, you have to go to the people and collect first hand data from the informants or respondents. For that you need some this one methods. Usually we follow um, observation method to collect data. Through observation, we see the situations, the reaction of people, the surroundings of people we are conducting research. That is, and the reaction of people to certain stimuli, certain situations, the way of behavioral expression of people in certain natural setting. We try to observe them. That is observation method of data collection. Then another is interview method of data collection. We are trying to interact with people through one-to-one relationship, physical interaction with them face to face. And we are trying to ask certain questions, have interaction with the respondents, and try to get the information we require for your study, for our study. That is interview method. Okay, interview method. And the other one is questionnaire method. Okay, questionnaire method. Under questionnaire method, we send a set of um, question to people located in far off places from us, and try to get their responses in a structured manner, that is questionnaire method. Okay. uh, Under observation, we have observation for our primary information or primary data. uh, we have participant observation and non-participant observation. I have already spoken about them a lot uh, uh, prior to this. I'm giving some glance so that you can recall and locate your study in the material. Okay. Participant observation means when you are involved among the people while they are doing their acting in their real life situation. You are just part of the group, the actively involved among the people and trying to observe with them in their action mode. That is participant observation. And non-participant observation is you are trying to observe the people as non-participant from far out, from the group, out of the group, when people are in their natural setting. uh, they know, or they are aware or not aware. You are trying to observe them, different behaviors, different reaction to different this one uh, stimuli, and uh, their activities in different process that you are trying to observe without participating with them. That is non-participant observation. Then interview also, you know already what is interview, but let me tell you some more information about that. Interviews can be structured interviews when you have pre-designed questions, set of questions, and you are asking only the questions you have decided earlier, listed earlier. That is a structured interview. Okay, that is structured. You are not going beyond the structure of your interview. That is uh, a structured interview. Sometimes what you have to do, according to the situation, according to the mode of discussion, sometimes you may have to go beyond the structure of your pre-designed question. You don't have any preset predetermined question, and you are trying to um, hmm, discuss open. Your discussion is very open and very flexible. Then that is unstructured question and unstructured this one interview. Okay. Then questionnaire, you are already aware of that. There is nothing more about this one questionnaire method. In while asking while uh, looking at the types of questions, you will see uh, these are close-ended questions. Okay. Close-ended questions. Close-ended questions look like this. Okay, you see here, close-ended questions look like this. Okay. When you ask your marital status, you have to give the option married, unmarried, divorced, separated, widow, or widowed. you have this many of options already set for the respondents, and respondent cannot go beyond this. That's why this is close ended question. He or she has to choose any one out of this. Okay, she cannot give answer other than this. That is why it is known as uh, close ended question. So your question has been uh, decided or ended by you as a researcher. Then this is what open-ended question. This answer completely comes from the you as a researcher. You are asking the question, and the respondent gives whatever answer he or she has. So this is open-ended question. Even sometimes the question can be, what is your idea about child labor in your area? What is your idea about child labor in your area? So that could be also open-ended question. Somebody is needing me, and frequent calls. Let me receive. I beg your pardon. Hello. Yes. ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା, ମୁଁ ଟିକେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ ଅଛି ବାବୁ, ଅନଲାଇନ୍ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ, ପରେ କଲ୍ ବ୍ୟାକ୍ କରିବି, ମୁଁ ବିଜି ଅଛି ହେଲା। ହଁ ମୁଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି, କାଲି ସମୟ ବାହାର କରିକି ଯିବି, ମୁଁ ବି ତମର କ୍ଲିୟର କରିଦେଲେ ମୋ କାମ ସରିବ। ଓକେ। ହଁ ହଁ, ମୁଁ ପରେ କଲ୍ କରିବି ହେଲା। Then, with regard to types of questions or kind of questions, uh, we also have another insight into the types of question, that is direct or indirect questions. Direct or indirect questions. Sometimes uh, uh, all the questions cannot be directly asked to certain people. Okay, certain people. Um, Take for example, uh, you cannot ask a child, uh, do you, uh, okay, uh, do you, uh, are you bet by your parents in front of their parents? You cannot just ask, are you bet or physically abused by your parents or teachers? You cannot ask the children before their teachers about physical abuse. Okay, physical abuse. uh, Indirect question you can ask, that what you can ask is, are you afraid of teachers? Okay, is there any reason to uh, fear your teacher? That's how you can indirectly ask questions if you want to know about their situation in the with the teachers. So that's how direct and indirect questions are also used while uh, framing questions. Okay, framing questions. There are also contingency questions contained in your schedule or questionnaires. Okay, questionnaires. What happens? There are also matrix questions used in uh, this one questionnaire sometimes, with different reflections of um, variables. You see here, um, these are framed such a way on the basis of Likert scale. If you understand the scale, yes, I have of course no not explained you much about this scaling techniques. Here it comes uh, under Likert scales. See, there are certain uh, questions framed in the matrix. You will see, um, respondent is asked about uh, his satisfaction, level of satisfaction with different relation. Okay, different relation. um, Grandmother, fully satisfied, partially satisfied, and dissatisfied. Of course, here only three matrices are provided, but under Likkert's scale, five matrices are provided. Okay, fully satisfied, partially satisfied, uh, or indifferent. Okay, uh, then um, dissatisfied and fully dissatisfied. That's how under Likert scale, at a five scale Likert scale or five stage Likert scale is actually followed. Here they have used only, for example, they have used only this one three scales: fully satisfied, partially satisfied, and dissatisfied. And dissatisfaction also has its degree of fully dissatisfied. Uh, that's why this is how um, matrix questions also are framed under questionnaires or schedules. Read about leading questions, very easy to understand. Question should not be threatening, our schedules or questionnaires should not contain threatening questions. Anything sensitive, like enough uh, to make somebody um, frightening. Um, you take the example in past 1 year, how often you could you not control yourself from getting intoxicated while drinking. These kind of questions sometimes are threatening, or uh, uh, your respondents uh, no, are not likely to answer. Okay, not likely to answer, or questions on drug abuse habits, child abuse, and involvement of certain people in child abuse. Are you involved in child abuse? This is not something like threatening questions, which the this one respondents hesitate very often to answer, but you have to ask them in your interview, in-depth interview, only when you feel that the respondent is comfortable enough to answer such kind of question. First, prior to asking these questions, you have to mentally prepare the respondents. You have to make some rapport building. Okay, make some rapport building with them, be friendly with them, and completely make them understand the purpose of your question. Then only they will feel free. Once they start understanding why you are asking that, you are trying to find a solution for that, then only they will give you such kind of answer. For that, you need to spend little more time among the respondents, and have to be very tactful in asking such questions. All of a sudden, you cannot ask these questions to the respondents, because sometimes such kind of questions may just break this one, open your um, emotional emotionally charged situation, and sometimes the respondents may avoid you, avoid interaction with you, and they may stop interacting or responding to your questions. That's why you have to be very careful while asking such kind of questions. And ambiguous questions, sometimes researcher fail to make very clear and questions with very clear sense. Sometimes they also may ask ambiguous question uh, should be clarified, and uh, those can happen only in administering your this one schedules. It is not always possible to clear the ambiguous questions. That's why while framing question, you should be very careful, so that the questions are not ambiguous and they are very clear and straight and simplified. Okay. Then there are also the researcher also has to be careful about barreled questions. Double barreled questions means, see, take for example, how often do you visit friends, and how much time is being spent in each visit? Here in this question, see, how often and how much. Okay, how often and how much time. So the question is doubled. Okay, this is a double barrel question with uh, two mixed questions. So such questions should be avoided. Only one question, one intention, one question at a time. Okay, you can split this question into two questions. Okay, two questions. So first you can ask, uh, how often do you visit your friends? Okay, then you can followed by another question, how much time do you spend with your friends in each visit? So uh, both the questions we cannot ask at once, and make the question double barrel. Okay, there are at times researchers tend to make such question which perplexes the respondents. So about secondary data, I have already sources of secondary data I have already discussed with you. Government and semi-government publications, uh, earlier research on the topic or on the problem, then this one, uh, some diaries or personal records and autobiographies or biographies or many other instances available in the archives and libraries. Uh, uh, there also you can find a lot of secondary informations. Then official records, as I said you, labor commissioner's office, population register's office. You can find a lot of information about that. And census office, uh, you can find many secondary information. If you are doing your research on education, then you can find a lot of information in the offices of Ministry of Education or Department of Education, uh, where you can find information about education. Then you can also find a lot of information in mass media like newspapers, magazines, and periodicals. Then um, there are certain problems, of course, while using data from secondary sources. You have to be careful, and you can go through what are the possible problems uh, in using secondary data. Secondary data. Okay. Now, uh, this is all about different tools and techniques of research. Then going ahead, I was also telling you about editing data and coding data, which are important in your research. Data processing. Under data processing, you have multiple this one uh, actions to uh, be undertaken. Number one is editing. When I was speaking of editing, you have to check whether you forgot to ask a question. You might have forgotten to ask a question. You have to see through all the schedules you have filled in, or all the questionnaires that have been written by the respondents sent by you. uh, then whatever tools you have filled in, you have to go through all of them and find if there is any gap in that. Okay. um, that could be you forgot to ask a question, or forgot to record a response, or wrongly classified a response, or write only half of the response, or sometimes it is not uh, illegible uh, because of or somebody is not able to read it. Okay. Read it properly, or you are not able to read. You have to see, otherwise your data entry operator can make huge mistakes where the result can go upside down. So you have to do editing. Okay. You have to do editing, both by looking at them, and by recalling them, or you can check them, or you can correct them by going back to the respondents. You can edit them and correct them, get them corrected. Okay. Then only you can have a perfect data entry into different packages or software applications. then you can process the data. And prior to processing of data, you also have to code data. You have to give uh, this one numerical value for assign numerical value for each response of every question. As already I said you earlier, you have to give or assign a numerical value, because the this one characters are not this one not read or not understood by the uh, by most of the computerized apps, okay, like excel or spss, r, or many other applications that those are available for your data processing or statistical calculation. So you have to give them, assign them a code of numerical value. Okay, they understand numerical value. You can do the same. Okay, I will show you how codes are given. You see here, for age coding is done. For age coding is done for 20 to 25 age of people. That is number one is given. For 25 to 30, code is number two, and such codes are codes are given for different age groups. So uh, when it is reflected 4, you have to understand in the computer language that your the if 4 appears 10 times, okay, then you have to understand that the number of people between age 35 to 40 is 10. Okay, there are 10 people of age between 35 to 40. If the this one code 4 appears 10 times in your excel sheet, then you have to see no, as you filter the excel sheet, when 10 fours appear in your excel sheet, you will you understand that the this one uh, number of people between age 35 to 40 is 10. अरे ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଅଛି ରେ. Then uh, for designation similar way, or for each response, this one code is assigned. Okay, code is assigned. So this is how code are assigned to each response of each question. Okay, developing a code book, you can, once you understand the concept of coding, you understand the code book. Okay.
I think the class is over. because Mr. Vikas is now left. Good evening to everyone. Have a nice day.
Am I audible, students? Hello?
Yes, yes, you are
Yes, you
audible now.
I saw my microphone was off. Are you listening since how long? Because
oh, it's
I
just
have
Almost 2 minutes, if I'm not
3 minutes.
mistaken.
It is not longer than that, no? Oh my God! I could not see the my this one mic is off because I'm looking at the screen and simply going on speaking and the mic is on. I realized the microphone is off. Only 3 minutes, no, students.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
only two
yes.
minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry for that. The uh, I did not know how the mic got off. Okay, so I hope you have seen whatever I was showing to you, right? Without speaking, you
No,
could not hear my
no.
voice, but you saw what I was showing you, right?
Yes,
So I was speaking about more some this one some few things that uh, I hope we have covered most important parts of uh, research in social work. uh, Only a few quantitative kind of things, which of course, unless you understand the research process and different research methodologies, you cannot understand how to use the quantitative aspect of things. So now at this stage for you, it is important that you understand the different activities you have to do and different methods, tools and techniques you have to use. First, if you understand these methods and ways uh, for yourself, then it will be better for you to link them with the numerical this one applications. Of course, we have not adequately discussed all the quantitative measures that should be taken in research, but I hope we have completely dealt with all the methods and ways, tools and techniques that should be uh, uh, taken care of while conducting research. We have adequately discussed about them, and I hope I am making you clear uh, um, about different methods, tools, and techniques of and entire process of social research. Students, uh, wish you all a very this one bright career in social work. Of course, it doesn't say that we will not meet again. We may meet again in the classroom class situation, and wish you all the best. Go through the material well, and try to gain more insight into whatever we have discussed uh,
Most of
through
the
these
applications
classes.
and trans than very well
Yes.
educated as on as
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for this job. We will go through that the material you have given to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Deepak. We hope we'll meet again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You are welcome.
And please go to the hospital. You have done a good job. You have been working while sick.
Yes, yes, please.
I was saying, please.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Pardon, Tonga, you wanted to say something?
I was saying that you have been working while sick. It would be good that you see a
Yeah,
doctor.
yes. Yes, some kind of viral kind of things has happened to me, and I am taking care of it. I'm taking medicine. I've been taking medicine. Uh, I hope I will get well soon.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. Get well soon.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Please see that would over another.
Salisu, you wanted to say something?
Yes, could you share the presentation? We
I'm
try
not
to
able to
look.
get your voice.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so much appreciative person having seen the way how you have presented your presentation to us. It's quite magnificent. We are so much happy and is so much appreciative. Wishing you a very better life. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Simba. Sir. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
compliments.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Uh, you have patiently attended me for the classes, and you have cooperated for your cooperation and patient listening. All the best for your future learning. Friends, bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, somebody asked me my email. Okay, I'm just writing my email ID here. If you have any uh, academic problem, you can reach out to me. Okay. Yeah, that's my email ID. Is it visible to all? My email ID.
Very positive.
Yes. Do you have a friends WhatsApp group of yours? Do you have your WhatsApp group, students?
Yes, sir.
You can add me as well in your WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, sir. Drop the phone number.
My number you can find from the okay this group, or I'm just sending my WhatsApp number.
Okay, sir.
This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. Oh, it's not busy. Oh, that's there. Okay, you can add me and add me in your group, and sometimes, if possible, if time permits me, uh, we can have interaction. Okay. Okay. Bye, bye, students. Have a great
Okay.
day.
Nice to meet you, sir.